Hi guys, I just wanted to share some of my thoughts on this season of The Last of Us, season 2. There's been like a lot of discourse around this season and what happens. I'll say spoilers for up to episode 5 if you haven't seen The Last of Us yet. So there are a lot of people who just completely stopped watching the show after the second episode, after Joel was, you know, and I understand being so like upset if you, especially if you didn't know that happens in part 2 of the game. But I did know, but I still was very upset when it happened. Like it made me very emotional. And you can go and watch my season 2 episode 2 reaction on my channel. But I feel like if you have been loving the series so far, season 1 and, the beginning of season 2 up until that point, like, don't you think that it's worth finishing it out to see how the story unfolds? Like, first of all, there's gonna be flashbacks with Joel in episodes because Pedro Pascal is still in more of the episodes. And just also, like, how about just try to finish it, then, give your honest opinion? Because what if, the rest of the show is something that you actually turn out to really love? And then another reason I've heard mentioned, and actually heard this mentioned from Raiders of the Lost podcast, James and Anthony, you guys, like, I was so shocked to hear your opinions on season 2 of The Last of Us and how you both stopped watching after the second episode. And also, I believe, James, it was you who had an issue with the cordyceps having like a hive mind. And I think a lot of other people have an issue with that as well. I personally feel like it's all a part of the story. It's a part of about how the cordyceps are connected, and that's why they are overthrowing humans. That's why they are thriving, basically, because they are able to work better together than humans will. Like, there's all these different factions, and it's just like, everybody's still against one another instead of coming together like the cordyceps do. They're, all connected. And I get that it wasn't in the game, but also, with that said, do you really want a 1-for-1 of the video game? Like, isn't that, I personally, I find that kind of boring. I love the fact that they have tweaked things, so it's just, you're getting something new, like, I personally just don't want to watch the same thing that I know happens in a video game. I want to see how they can change the story around, a bit, and make it something different. It's a TV show, like, it's an adaptation of the video game. It's not supposed to be a carbon copy. Last season, on season 1, there weren't a lot of infecteds in the show, and I feel like, the writers, they obviously listened, and this season we've had so many infected and so many different kinds of infected. We have stalkers, we have the normal ones, we have bloaters, we have now we have the spores as well. And I think that they wrote it into the show in such a good way, the spores, because it seems to me like the spores have had the chance in the basement of the hospital. They've had the chance to evolve and grow in the perfect environment. And maybe if left alone, unattended, maybe they can start growing other places, and maybe the spores will start growing other places, or maybe not. But I love how they wrote it in, because it didn't have to be, in the show from the very beginning, because like that, yeah, I don't think that I personally would have liked that anyway, because, like, why would we want our actors to have to wear face masks the whole time? And also it would just make the story so much trickier visually, for the characters to be able to be in certain environments and doing certain things. I don't know. People also have an issue with Ellie not showing, I think, a lot of rage. And I do get that. Like, but this Elliot in the show version, definitely, I don't know, she has a more sinister feel to her, like sadistic. I feel like we've seen her in season 1 when she came across that zombie at that, I don't know if it was a gas station, but her and Joel, she like poked at its head the zombie that was trapped, and like that was pretty sadistic. And she's always been quick to violence. And yeah, so when she, in this last episode, when she encountered Nora, that's when she really showed that side of her. And when she was questioning Nora, and I think that we're going to see more of that from Ellie, the show version, and I'm all here for it. I want to see that. Overall, I personally have been loving it. Yes, it's been hard with Joel not being in the show in the current day, but I love how heavy his presence was, and just like the the space that it still holds for people. And I'm glad that we're gonna get him in flashbacks. And yeah, I think that Bella Ramsey is holding her own. I mean, she's been with Dina for the most part, which is great. I think they really play off well together. The characters, how they're written, but also Bella and I think Isabella, they both have great chemistry, so it just really works. And I'm excited to see what the rest of the series, or the rest of the season has in store. I wish we had more episodes, but it is what it is, and I'm excited to see the rest. Let me know how you guys have been feeling about this season down in the comments, please. And also go check out my season 2 episode 1 and 2 reactions for The Last of Us on my channel. See you guys next time.